Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is the real Kale back with some Mortal Kombat 1 content. It was a very great day for us Mortal Kombat fans. We got fed another Kombat Cast. Can you believe this game is literally only like about a little over 30 days away if you're getting the, early access. If you gotta wait, probably gotta wait like an extra like 10 days for the normal people. But anyways, y'all, we had a Kombat Cast today. And there's only two. I hope they get more of these out because there's still a lot that we just don't know about this game, more like game modes and like other content, the customization and stuff like that. But I'm glad we're getting more into the characters, and I'm happy that they went over a character that I have very high interest in, and that is Smoke. Smoke looks great in this game. I love his design. I know some people talk about he had the Justin Bieber haircut, but I like it. I love the gas mask. I love the gray and black. I love the way the tunic looks. It looks fantastic. Like the karambit, fantastic. And his game plan, happy to say, it has not changed a bit from what it seems like. Smoke is a counter zoner. He is a mix-up monster, and he has a lot of mobility. So he has the teleport. He has a lot of phase stepping. He has short-range normals, which he should, because he's gonna be moving around the screen a lot. But lots of overhead and low starters. A lot of the strings look like he has. I think he has an overhead starter and a low starter, based on what I've seen in the cast. A lot of his moves, when he EXs them, he can turn invisible. Specifically, the smoke bomb. The smoke bomb allows him. Basically, it's not the traditional smoke bomb where he throws it on the ground, the opponent falls from the sky. Now he throws the bomb, he teleports to it, but then he like stabs him in the face, causes a knockdown. But it is a overhead and it has tracking, so there's no different distances on it. It has tracking. It's an overhead, so your opponent must be stand blocking to avoid it. And it causes a knockdown. On EX, he turns invisible behind the opponents, which is very dangerous because Smoke, with a character that has a lot of overhead low mix-ups, being invisible is scary. So if you get a nice if you make a read on like a projectile or even a whiff punish, you could basically will be able to full combo punish the opponent teleporting behind them. That is some pretty intense stuff. They showed this other new move focusing on his karambit, which is the knife that he has. He's able to like toss it in the sky, and it at like an angle. It's like at a nice like 45-degree angle in the sky. It looks, as they pointed it out, it's a very good anti-air option. And if he EXs it, he basically does a little bit more damage, and he pulls the opponent closer towards him, right at his feet. There's a lot of plus frames right there on the knockdown. The opponent has a lot of recovery to get up off the ground, so you'll be able to do get a setup off of that, be able to force a mix-up. Very good stuff. They were doing it at the end of the Kombat Cast with Sector cameo. Sector has the homing missile cameo when they were fighting Li Mei. They use a Sector cameo to create a force block on the opponent on knockdown, and that seems very, very strong. So like a short combo ending with EX with that, creating another mix-up just so you can land another touch again, I think that's very important. Typically, characters that play like Smoke with high mobility, counter zoning, lots of mix, overhead low starters, they typically don't have high damaging combos. I think a lot of people are going to have high damaging combos anyways in this game because of the cameo system, but their combo damage is usually on the lower end of the spectrum in the game. But he looks fantastic. He has the teleport. His teleport this time is a low starter. With the EX version, he could go into the air combat. It's a full launcher, so you have to spend the bar to combo with the teleport. He has another phase. The phase step in this game looks insane. He has so many different ways to just punish the opponent for whiffing and throwing projectiles. So his phase step can go through fireballs, and it will just go into like a straight up attack. It's a straight up attack. If you EX it, you can cancel it and go into strings, and it looks very, very good. So if you are the type like me who just does not like dealing with zoning and people running away and throwing projectiles, Smoke is going to be your character. And that's one of the main reasons why I've always played him. Smoke is notoriously has always been a strong character in Mortal Kombat games because of his counter zoning capability and his mix-up potential So I don't know, y'all. He could be top tier in this game again, man. I think he's going to be very strong based on this Kombat Kast. Moving on, ASHRAH. ASHRAH, it basically reminds me of what you would expect from like a swordsman-like character in a fighting game. She has her Chris out all the time. I know like in Deception and Armageddon, those games had like different stances. There's no stances, not the traditional stances. We're gonna get more into that, but not the traditional stances where she like uses martial arts with her, hands and feet. She's not doing that. She's all Chris. All of her attacks are Chris, and the more I look at her, she reminds me of like a Norse era Valkyrie. That's what she reminds me of, and I really like that look for her. I love the way her animations look. The effect on the Chris looks very nice. She has really good range. It seems like really good speed on her attacks, but she has some pretty interesting moves. So one of the first things that they showed off was a projectile using her Chris, and it's a very non-conventional projectile because it starts up pretty slow, and it doesn't cover full screen, so it doesn't go all the way at the end of the screen. It has like a medium distance, but it has a high vertical angle. It basically covers the top of the screen, so the opponent won't be able to duck this, nor will they be able to jump over this. So if you don't, you basically don't hit ASHRAH out of it, you're gonna have to block this. Seems pretty interesting. They call this move like a crisscross. Is basically like what you would expect from a combo ender. A nice flashy blade twirling attack. That seems like to be like her main combo ender. She has like her uppercut, which seems to be like her main combo starter, special move combo starter. She does have to spend a bar for it and she can go into air combat with it. It also seems like a pretty good anti-air option. It seems pretty fast, so good anti-air capabilities. I like that this game has been focusing on that pretty well, and based on the stress test has very good ways to stop people from jumping consistently and at least punish them for it. She has something very Sindel-esque that we saw from her gameplay trailer. They referred to it as the Ghost Dash. She sends out a ghost projection to the opponent. She phases towards it for damage. It also can be canceled, so another way of getting in on the opponent. I like that the game is focusing on getting in on the opponent instead of basically projectile-based attacks like typical NRS games. I think there's gonna be a zoning character and characters that have strong projectiles. It's an NRS game, but I like that characters have moves in their kit that promote more aggressive playstyles and getting in on the opponent. But just like I pointed out in her gameplay trailer, she does have like an alternate form, and I don't think I have the exact name for it, but she has like a dark energy version of her. So this is indicated by her having the sword in purple. Typically the sword is like a bright white, like a hot white, or like a golden like color. So when it's glowing purple, this is her channeling her dark energy, and it changes the properties of some of her moves. So that projectile attack that I was talking about earlier, that turns into a ground spark attack. And there's close, medium, and far versions. So it doesn't track the opponent. You have to place it in a certain way. So that improves her zoning capability. The Ghost Dash, from what they said on the Kombat Kast, basically turns into a teleport. So you'll have increased mobility options. And the gimmick with her playstyle between the dark and energy is that the dark energy, the more attacks she lands on the opponent. I don't know if this is like specific moves. I didn't really I don't think they explained it the best way. I think they basically said I think with certain attacks she'll be able to stack dark energy on the opponent. She can stack it up to 3 times. In the gameplay video, you will see Liu Kang has like these swirls over him. That's the stacks indicated visual representation for the player. If Liu Kang has 3 of them, then that's as much as that the opponent can have. But when ASHRAH switches back into light form, the light attacks do a lot more damage. So you're gonna need to balance basically 2 different move sets, understanding the different properties of the moves. And it seems like the game plan might be to like go for short combos in the dark stance to land up the stacks, and then once your opponent has enough stacks, switch back to the light form. So then that's when you do your long combos with your cameos to cash out on that damage. Pretty interesting stuff. I think they held back a little bit showing her off. Maybe she's a little bit more complicated than meets the eye, but she looks pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. am interested in playing her. But I think the star of the show for a lot of people was GERAS. GERAS is insane. They absolutely lost their mind with this, and I think, you know, they're putting a lot of work into the newer characters because they have a legacy that they need to build up. Like ASHRAH, she kind of needs to regain her legacy. Smoke, they can basically, he's already a fan favorite character. They don't need to do too much to like create their move set. But GERAS, they went insane. He has a freaking basket of moves, and I like to think of him as like a smart man grappler. He's like a brawler, he's a grappler, but he's not like the typical kind of brawler where you gotta stick to just these moves, go for this setup. He looks like he has a wide range of moves and a very big brain type of play style. So bear with me here, y'all. So he has like a lot of launching maneuvers that go into the air, because it seems like he has you kind of want to go for these air grabs that he has. He has like 4 different air grabs that create different setups that can knock the opponent into the corner, create different Oki setups. So that's really, really cool. They all look amazing. The animations look amazing. They look just powerful. And, you know, the wrestling nerd in me is very excited to see all these like wrestling style maneuvers on GERAS. And I'm glad that they're making a big body character have this much mobility and, you know, this type of brutality. I love that. But the big thing about GERAS, I think the biggest thing is this countdown maneuver that he has. So it's another stacking like maneuver where if he uses it after 3 times, GERAS can basically freeze you immediately and then teleport behind you. This attack can be blocked, but it comes out very, very quickly. So if GERAS stacks this up 3 times, he basically has a free combo option on you, and he can basically stop if you decide to throw a projectile or like a really high recovery move. He'll be able to get this pretty quickly and on reaction, and he'll be able to get a full combo on you. And GERAS seems to do a lot of damage. I wouldn't be surprised his bread and butters do like 40% for like a bar. If you EX it, this move, he basically will have 3 stacks immediately, and he can do the move right away. But there's also like different versions of this countdown move, and one of them that they showed was that he basically can rewind time and reverse damage that you did to him, and he'll go back to the original location where you hit him from. I believe he could have done something like that in MK11, but I don't think he could have gotten health back. I think he could have just went backwards from where he was before. So moves like this, I'm usually not very good at applying things like this for myself, but very curious to see how players are going to be able to utilize this. And this is an interesting way to keep yourself alive in this game. Wondering if they're going to have different health pools like how they sort of did with MK11 after, you know, balancing. But very interesting to have characters have like these types of tools. So a lot of those that attack that we saw in his gameplay trailer where he's like driving the opponent through an hourglass, so that's apparently an attack string, so it's an attack throw, so it can be blocked. It looks like a grab, but it's a full string, and that string counts towards the countdown stacks. So remember, we only need 3 to activate that move. So if he does that move at least twice, he just needs to just do it, I guess, raw at some point, and then boom, he has it. So I guess a game plan would be find a way to end your combos with that hourglass smash so you could get your stacks. He has this ability, I believe it's Sandstorm. It's basically like that dust tornado maneuver that we saw in the trailer. It's a beaterless launcher, but you have to be a little bit tactical with how you place it. I think there's close, far, medium versions, you know, all that stuff. But based on how it lands on the opponent is how it will launch. So if it lands behind them, I think it will launch them behind. If it lands them forward, it will launch them forward. I think something like that. But there's an EX version of it that basically puts a timed version, like a timer detonation, so it doesn't just come out immediately. It's basically like a bomb. That's the way I like to say it. It's basically like a bomb. But that EX version counts towards those countdown stacks, and seems pretty powerful because GERAS will be able to still maneuver and walk around the stage. So he'll probably be able to put you in the corner, set that in front of you, then pressure you, maybe hit you with a command grab or a throw, and then he's getting his countdown stacks. It seems like he could put you in a very scary situation or force you to make a mistake and then punish you for it. Crazy stuff. He has like he has a command grab, the typical command grab that he had in MK11, where he just pushes you in the corner. Yeah, it's that one where he like throws another person at you and then he tosses you away. Seems like it has pretty far range, and it also throws you pretty far. But they also highlighted that there's you have some decision making as a player. So if you want to get your position advantage to throw your opponent in the corner, you can do that. But if you're in the corner and you throw your opponent out the corner, he does like he throws the opponent into a wall and he kicks them through the wall. Really cool animation, but that also does more damage. So they're rewarding you for giving up your position, and if you want to get more damage, maybe this is how you want to close out the round, close out the game. It's a nice style. That's a great way to do it. Very cool stuff. He has this sand aura burst. It looks like his basic, wake up, get off me tool. But then he has another form. They referred to it as the ethereal form. He basically becomes invincible, it seems like. But he can take one hit. But if he gets hit, he goes back to the area where he first activated it. So he gets a free hit. You could walk down the opponent. Maybe you could throw out a grab or command grab to mix up the opponent here. But you get a free hit on the opponent, and yeah, you get a free hit on the opponent. You basically you get a ability to just not play neutral for one hit. That's actually pretty interesting. But if you EX it, he basically becomes Kenshi with the ghost stance out, which is pretty crazy. An NRS going in with these puppeteer characters, so he can, in this version, you could control both GERAS and the clone that he makes, and you could do combos together with this. That's insane. I'm assuming they're not gonna let you use the cameo, just like how Kenshi can't use his cameo because you're basically fighting two people at once. But that is crazy. This character has a lot of tools, man. It honestly kind of overwhelming, very complicated. I'm not sure how many people are going to be playing GERAS day one. I kind of wish he was in the beta, honestly, so I could figure this out. He looks a lot less complicated than Kenshi, but he's definitely not a pick up and play character, what it seems. I think he may be a little bit of both, because it seems like the air combo stuff and the buttons seem like they launch and they all work together easily. But if you want to play it with him at a high level, a little bit more creative, it seems like it's going to take a bit of practice and understanding different situations. And yeah, his fatal blow, apparently it's a grab, y'all. So yeah, we got to be jumping or neutral ducking. It's a teleport, it's a grab, it's about jumping distance. So be on the lookout for that upon release. But that's basically it, y'all, for this Kombat Kast. I think this game looks amazing. Once again, to all the people that thought this game looked ugly when it was first revealed, you're eating your words now again, because the stages that they showed off here look phenomenal. The art direction in this game is spectacular. Bright, vibrant, poppy colors, but they also have very gritty, dark, and disturbing scenery that, as we saw from the last trailer. Amazing stuff. This game looks beautiful. I cannot wait to get my hands on this game next weekend. I'm going to be playing it a ton, so stay tuned to the channel, y'all. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you leave a like. Let me know what you guys think about the Kombat Kast. Out of this set of characters that they broke down, which one are you most excited for? I'm looking forward to Smoke. I've always been a Smoke player in Mortal Kombat games. He's my day one main. I can't wait to show you guys him. But GERAS and ASHRAH look fantastic. Yeah, this game, I love that we're getting characters that have a large move set. They have defined archetypes. They just have defined play styles, and there's just a lot of creativity in the game. There was a lot more stuff that they showed off too, such as the cameos. We saw a little bit more of Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero looks insane as a cameo. Sector looks great. Goro looks great as a cameo. And there's still much more to see, because we have more characters that need to be revealed. More cameos need to be revealed, and more story, and we need to know more about the game's content. What is going on with the customization, the game modes, the online? What's going to keep us playing this game beyond the campaign? Because most people Let's be real. Most people aren't even going to be playing this game online, guys. You know, the people on our channel, we play the game online, but most people don't. But anyways, y'all, I'm rambling right now. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, y'all. Stay real. Peace.